Sometimes the softest moment becomes the loudest truth. And that night, he finally learned what real love feels like. He had missed her more than he could ever say. And when he finally saw her again, a soft warmth settled inside him. A feeling he hadn't felt in a long time. "I missed you so much," he whispered, his voice trembling with a quiet truth. She smiled, a little hesitant, but soft. "I'm doing better now," she said. "And hearing you say that, it actually made me feel good." He let out a breath he'd been holding for weeks. "That's good to hear." He hesitated, watching her carefully, as if afraid she'd slip away again. "Have you been very busy?" She nodded lightly, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "I'm always busy, James." He looked down, nervous. "I was thinking, maybe I could rent a van and drive to Boston. That way you wouldn't have to leave the farm." His voice softened. "What do you think?" But she didn't answer that. Instead, she looked at him with a different kind of concern. One that carried both love and disappointment. "We still need to talk about your college plans." They walked through Fairhaven Orchard, the air thick with the scent of ripe apples and memories they couldn't outrun. Her voice cracked slightly. "James, it was my money. You had no right to take it." He flinched, guilt settling in his chest like a stone. "I know life gets heavy sometimes," she continued, gentler now. "You had hospital bills, the funeral, your treatment. You carried too much alone." She placed a hand on his arm, soft, steady, forgiving. "Look, I've been saving while you were away. If you help me with the harvest next fall, you could start school in a year." He swallowed hard. "I already postponed my application. They'll give my spot to someone else." "I'm doing the best I can, James," she whispered. The orchard fell quiet around them, as if the world paused just to listen to the ache between them. There were moments when James questioned everything. His choices, his feelings, even the shadows that lingered behind him. And now, as he sat across from the counselor, the room felt heavier than it should. "Why are we doing this?" he asked softly. The counselor leaned forward, voice gentle. "I'm trying to understand whether there's any emotional wound in your life. Something from your past you might have buried without realizing it." James shook his head. "I don't think so. I would remember." "Not always," she said. "Sometimes the hardest memories hide themselves. If anything painful ever happened, if someone hurt you, it could help explain what you're going through. And working through it might guide you back toward stable, healthy feelings." He hesitated. "Would that mean I'd be interested in girls?" Her eyes softened with certainty. "Deep down, I believe you already are. It's part of who you are, something natural inside you. Something simply got in the way." "But I was never hurt," he insisted. "Never mistreated." "Then that's good," she said with a small smile. "We'll look elsewhere for answers. Together. I want to help you, James. But you have to try too." "I will. It won't always be simple," she added. "You'll need to push yourself. Make healthier choices. Avoid temptations that pull you off the right path. Everyone's journey is different. From here, you can grow into someone grounded or stay lost in confusion." Later that evening, James dialed a number with trembling fingers. "Hi, it's me, James. How are you?" A soft voice answered. "I'm good. Everything's okay." He swallowed. "Listen, I was thinking about what you said. Would you like to have dinner with me tonight?" A beat of silence. "Yes." His chest loosened. "Perfect. 6 o'clock? Great. See you then." He hung up, breathless. His father approached from across the room. "I'm heading into town," James said carefully. "Should I bring you something?" His father shook his head. "You'll need books for school," he added, handing him money. "If you need more, let me know." James blinked, surprised by the sudden softness. "Are you going somewhere?" "Yeah. Dinner with Susie." His father raised a brow. "Where?" "No idea yet. Take her to Rudy's," he suggested. "Looks rough, but the food's great. Here, it's on me. Have fun." James hesitated, then smiled faintly. "Thanks." At the restaurant, the neon sign flickered above them, glowing against the night. Susie glanced around. We can go somewhere else, she whispered. No, this is fine, James said. I like places with character. You sure? Absolutely. The waiter approached with a tired smile. Would you like something to start? What do you have? Susie asked. Fries, pretzels, peanuts. That's fine for now. As the waiter walked away, James murmured, Sorry. You don't have to apologize, she said gently. My dad thinks this place is a den of trouble. I wanted to finally see it. She laughed softly.
I'm joking.
Honestly, I wish I had done this earlier. Yes, I wish I had known you back in high school. We didn't really hang out with the same people, he reminded her. You were always with Brad Miller and Charlie Green. Her voice dropped. Is it true what they said about Charlie? What did they say? That he's gay. James stiffened. We shouldn't talk about people's private lives. That's wild, she whispered. Does it bother you? He looked away. Everyone should be free to live their life how they want. Later, at her doorstep, Susie smiled shyly. Thanks again for tonight. Yeah. See you next time, he said. We'll see each other again, right? She asked quietly. Yes. But when she leaned in, something in him froze. I'm sorry, he whispered. She stepped back. Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
I really am, he said, voice cracking. I should probably go home. No, wait. He stepped back. I'd prefer we take things slow. That's best for me. All right. She nodded slowly. But I do want to see you again. If that's okay. Of course. Okay. I have to go. Bye. Goodbye. The next morning, chaos. James, are you planning to sleep all day? His father's voice thundered through the door. Not yet, James groaned. What time is it? I don't know, his father muttered. Your phone almost hit me in the face. Get up. No, James mumbled, burying his head. Yes.
No.
Before your father, new, comes in here and yells at us.
No.
Moments later, the house fell silent. Until,
James whispered.
I missed you so much. I missed you too. And then, the door burst open. A voice like a knife. Who is she? Susie. James panicked. Susie, wait. She stormed out. Susie, listen. Excuse me. A stranger muttered as she pushed past. Dude, you're unbelievable. Just listen. Don't touch me. Please. Just hear me out. Her eyes burned with venom. You're disgusting. Pathetic. You're going to burn in hell. Silence. Later, his father found him outside. How are you? He asked quietly. James stared at the ground. Yeah, he whispered. How are you? His father nodded once. Wait in the van. Okay. When James returned, his father stood there, lost. I know. That wasn't easy to see, his father said. I just broke up with Susie. Charlie is just a friend. Stop. James looked up sharply. Honestly, his father whispered, I don't know what to do anymore. If your mother were here, maybe she would know. But I don't. Know what? How to help you. Help me with what? Help you grow up. Help you become a man. I am a man. His father hesitated. Yeah, a man. James stepped closer. Go on then. Say it. Say what? Say it. His father stayed silent. James exhaled, shaking. Fine. You were never the kind of father I needed. And if Mom saw you right now, she'd be disappointed. His father flinched, a wound cut open. Not just in me, James added. I think. His father turned away, throat tight. At the bar later, old voices stirred old memories. And when James returned home, breath unsteady, he whispered, I don't think I can go back. You think he'll hurt you? Charlie asked. No. I just think he doesn't want to see me anymore. Charlie took his hands. Come live with me. It won't change anything. Then let's leave. Where? I don't know. Charlie laughed softly. Join the circus? James found himself smiling for the first time in days. "I'll go home, pack, grab everything, and we'll leave. Then we'll join the circus," Charlie whispered. "Okay, okay." Later, James gathered supplies, receipts, groceries, the world spinning around him. And finally, when he saw his father again, the air held both fear and longing. "Where are you planning to go?" his father asked quietly. "I thought, Boston. Alone."
No.
"With him." James swallowed. "Charlie, Charlie," his father repeated, as if saying the name hurt. "The one from earlier?" "Yes." His father's face cracked. "Just a little. Your mother and we worried about this. And that's how you ended up there." James's voice broke.
I'm sorry.
His father looked away. "Are you two close?" James whispered. "Yes." "Are you two close?" "Yes." "More than close. Being with him feels safe, real, like something inside me finally makes sense." His father exhales slowly, the kind of breath someone takes when they've been carrying a truth for far too long. "All right," he says quietly. "I'm trying to understand." James stares at the floor, his fingers tightening. His heart is pounding, not from fear, but from finally speaking the truth. "Dad, I know this isn't what you imagined for me." His father shakes his head. "I imagined a lot of things," he says, "but I never imagined seeing you so afraid to be yourself." James looks up, surprised, almost wounded. His father's voice softens. "You think I don't see how much you've been hurting? How hard you've been trying to fit into something that isn't you?" James blinks hard, trying not to cry. "Dad, I didn't want to disappoint you. Listen to me." His father interrupts, stepping closer. "Your mother loved you more than anything in this world. And if she were standing right here, she would wrap her arms around you and say the same thing I'm saying now." He pauses, a long, trembling pause. "That you are enough, just as you are. And you don't have to twist yourself into someone else to earn love." James lowers his head, tears finally spilling. His father puts a hand on his shoulder, hesitant at first, then firm, warm, real. "If Charlie makes you happy, if he brings light back into your life, then I want to understand. I want to try." James wipes his face, overwhelmed. "I love him, Dad." His father's eyes soften, tired, sad, but gentle. "Then that's all I needed to know." A silence settles, not heavy, but healing. Then his father breathes out and says, "I've decided to sell the farm." James looks up, confused. "What?" "I got an offer. A fair one." James shakes his head. "Dad, why?" His father smiles, the kind of smile that carries years of exhaustion. "I spent 20 years holding onto this place for your grandfather, and another 20 holding onto it for you. But somewhere along the way, I forgot that a farm isn't family." He squeezes James's shoulder. "We are." James's breath catches, a quiet, aching sound. His father continues, "I'll use the money to help you get to Boston, to help you study, to help you start your life the way you choose." James stares at him, shocked. "Dad, look," his father says softly. "I may not understand everything, but I do know that I don't want you living in fear, or shame, or loneliness." He lifts James's chin gently. "You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved." A tear slips from James's cheek. "Thank you for trying." His father nods, slow, emotional. "I'm proud of you, James." A beat. "Your mother would be too." The room becomes quiet. Not empty, but warm. A soft beginning of a new chapter. A door opening instead of closing. James finally breathes, deeply, like he's been underwater for years and is just now breaking the surface. A heavy stillness settled between James and his father, the kind of silence that carries more truth than words ever could. For the first time in a long time, his father didn't look like the strict, unshakable man James had always feared. He looked tired, human, almost fragile. There was something in his eyes, a quiet admission that he didn't have all the answers, that maybe he never did. And James could feel it, like a soft echo pressing against his chest. The distance between them wasn't made of anger. It was made of years of unspoken fear, unspoken expectations, and the longing for a bond neither of them knew how to build. James stood there, realizing that despite everything, his father had been hurting too, carrying the weight of being strong for so long, that he forgot how to simply be a father. And for the first time in years, James didn't feel the urge to run. Not from his father, not from his past, not from himself. When he stepped outside, the evening light was fading, soft gold melting into blue. Charlie was waiting by the truck, hands tucked in his pockets, eyes gentle in a way that always made James feel seen, even when he couldn't see himself. There were no questions, no judgments, no demands, just the quiet presence of someone who cared. James reached him slowly, and without needing to speak, he rested his head on Charlie's shoulder. Charlie's arm wrapped around him, steady, warm, grounding, as if telling him that no matter how messy things felt, he wasn't alone anymore. In that simple embrace, James felt something shift inside him. A warmth, a release, a quiet, trembling relief that came from finally letting someone stay. The night air was cool, but in Charlie's closeness, there was a softness that made everything feel almost bearable, like the world wasn't as heavy as it had seemed just hours before. For the first time, James understood that love wasn't about escaping the world. It was about having someone who walked through it with you, someone who didn't rush you, someone who didn't question every flaw, someone who touched your soul without even trying. Charlie's fingers curled around his hand, a small, simple gesture, yet it lit something bright inside him, a spark of hope that had been missing for far too long. Their breaths fell into the same rhythm. Their hearts softened into the same quiet beat. And in the fading dusk, a new beginning settled gently between them. Not loud, not dramatic, just real. A connection that didn't demand perfection. Only honesty, only courage, only presence. That night, as stars slowly appeared overhead, James felt something he hadn't felt in years. A sense of belonging. A sense of being loved without conditions. A sense that maybe, just maybe, this was the start of something beautiful. The morning rose slowly, washing the world in soft gold, as if trying to cleanse every shadow that had settled over James's life. He stood at the edge of the orchard, a place that once felt like a burden but now seemed strangely peaceful. The trees swayed gently in the breeze, whispering memories, forgiveness, and the quiet promise of a new beginning. For the first time, James wasn't running. Not from his father. Not from Charlie. Not from the truth inside him. Everything that had once felt confusing, heavy, or wrong now softened into something clearer. Something human, tender, fragile, and real. Charlie approached him from behind, not hurriedly, not hesitantly, but with the calm certainty of someone who had chosen him over and over again. James felt that presence before he even turned, warm, steady, familiar, the kind of presence that makes the world feel less frightening. When Charlie's hand found his, their fingers intertwined naturally, like two pieces of a story that had always belonged together. There was no urgency now, only the gentle rhythm of two hearts learning to breathe in the same direction. James closed his eyes for a moment, letting the wind wrap around them like a blessing. All the pain, the pressure, the expectations, they finally loosened their grip. He still didn't know what the future held, but for once, uncertainty didn't scare him. The orchard felt different now, not as a reminder of what he couldn't be, but as a place where he finally understood who he was becoming. Beside him, Charlie stayed quiet, offering comfort without question, companionship without conditions. It wasn't fireworks or grand declarations. It was something deeper, a love that felt grounded, warm, and achingly sincere. James breathed in, slowly, deeply, letting the truth settle inside him. He deserved gentleness. He deserved laughter. He deserved love that didn't ask him to shrink or hide. And now he finally had it. The sun climbed higher, turning the sky a soft, blushing pink. James felt the world shift, almost imperceptibly, into something hopeful. The kind of hope that doesn't shout. It simply stays, quietly, like a hand resting against your heart. Together they took a step forward. Not toward escape, not toward rebellion, but toward a life they could build slowly, honestly, lovingly. James didn't know where the road would take them. Maybe to Boston, maybe somewhere else entirely. But wherever it was, he knew one thing with absolute certainty. He wouldn't be walking it alone. And as the orchard swayed around them, as the morning warmed their skin, as life opened gently in front of them, James finally felt something he'd been searching for all along. A future worth stepping into, a love worth holding on to, a peace that felt like coming home. And with Charlie's hand wrapped around his, he stepped forward. Into light, into hope, into the life waiting for him.